the manager will have adequate time so that he can concentrate on some other work which is very useful for the company. And thus using spot awards are only to encourage people so that they can work if there is any problem in the workplace. Henry Fayol also says that there should be esprit de corps, there should be unity of command, there should be unity of direction. The manager will have adequate time so that he can concentrate on some other work which is very useful for the company. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Now welcome to the new session of the evolution of management. Here we'll talk more about the significance of MBE. Now MBE, Management by Exception. Now what exactly this MBE is, you are supposed to go back to the last session. You need to understand what exactly MBE is all about. Let me tell you in a nutshell that whenever there is a need of a manager, only then the manager will intervene and then he will do the work. Apart from that, he will not be doing the regular work. So that is what management by exception. You are exceptioning the manager for all regular kind of a thing. Only when there is an emergency or a need of the manager, you will call him. So here what happens is the proper and timely decision making is what the significance of MBE is, and appropriate flow of action and employees activity. Here what happens is the employees will stay active. The reason is they'll be not dependent upon the manager. They can take their own decisions and they can start their work. But here only when they are stuck in one point of a time, then they need to have an assistance. So that is the reason, that is why they'll actually contact the manager. And then what happens is the employees will be kept active until then. Better utilization of manager's time. That means for every small reason the manager cannot be with the employees. Now what happens is the manager also need to work accordingly. So what happens in the MBA is the manager will have adequate time so that he can concentrate on some other work which is very useful for the company. Bringing to their attention only those conditions that appears to need managerial action only will be there for the manager. Easy identification of discrepancies. Now here what happens is the easy identification, you will get to know who has done what type of a mistake. So it's all transparent. That's the reason you need to know that MBE is actually playing a vital role in all the companies in the 21st century. That is, when there is a problem, only then the workers will call the manager. When there is a problem, the manager will come and he'll check what are the discrepancies are here, and then everything will be sorted out. So he'll start rectifying the mistakes of the employees with the employees which they have done. Benefit to customers, since MBE makes it easier for the business. So that means what happens is MBE will always make sure that the customer are benefited, because unnecessary things will not be there. So that is what it will not add on to the cost. Next one is management by motivation. Now what exactly management by motivation means? You are getting the things done through the people by motivating them. So that is called management by motivation. Now we need to, here there is a person called A.H. Maslow. Now Maslow have given his hierarchical theories, right? That is, one is physiological, right? Then you have something called safety need. Physiological in the sense the basic need. Then you have safety needs. Then you have social needs. Then you have esteem needs. And then the last one is self-actualization. This is given by Maslow. And this is called hierarchical motivation theory. Now, as the management goes with motivation, that means the management will show some kind of extra things to the employees so that the employees will get motivated to get those things. They'll work for the betterment of the company. That is what it is. Motivation in management describes ways in which managers promote productivity in their employees. So it's a duty of the manager to actually make sure the workers will do the work properly and they'll get motivated to do the work, right? See, when you are obliged to do something and when you are greedy to do something, there is always a difference. So here what happens is motivation are of two types. One is negative motivation, another is positive motivation. Now right now we are talking about the positive motivation. Now what is this negative motivation? Now the motivation here negative, I'll give you an example. I'll tell I'm a manager and I'm telling my employee that if you don't work for me, then I will reduce your salary. So that is a negative motivation. If you don't accomplish this work, then you will not get a leave. Now again, it is what? A demotivating kind of a motivation. Now here, please understand, a negative motivation will always suppress the employees, whereas the positive motivation will always enhance the employees. Like, if you work for me, then I'll give you more salary. Now what happens is, definitely they'll work better. That is what they always go with, right? So please understand these things. Positive motivation is there, negative motivation is there. So which one the manager will choose, that is what you are supposed to understand. The benefits are more in the positive motivation, but sometimes, let me tell you here, for sometimes, if the employees aren't doing the work properly, and then the manager will go with negative motivation like demotion, loss of pay, not giving salary on time, right? All these things are negative motivation, which also makes sure that the employees get the work properly. Now what is this motivation? Now motivation describes the levels of desire employees feels to perform regardless of the level of happiness. That means that is what the motivation is. Now employees who are adequately motivated to perform will be more productive, more engaged, and feel more invested in their work. So they'll start spending more time in their office because they are being motivated, right? Now what are the types of motivation? It can be salary, that is a hike in a salary, bonuses, job satisfaction, job security, right? All these things are the incentives which they get. When employees feel these things, it helps them and thereby their manager be more successful. So what happens is, when manager motivates them with positive motivation, what happens is productivity will increase. Productivity will increase. When productivity increases, now definitely there is a profitability in the business. When profitability is there, it's a credit to whom? To the manager, because he is the one who has adopted the management by motivation, right? So this is what the management by motivation is. Next, methods for motivating employees. What are the different methods of motivating employees? One is monetary, another is non-monetary, and the third is using spot awards. Now when I say monetary, it's all about the money. Non-monetary is money's worth, and here using spot awards, in the sense in that particular time only they will actually give it. Now monetary incentives, providing reward in terms of rupees, that is you give them the money. Non-monetary, the incentives which cannot be measured in terms of money. Now example, you have job security. Now you work for me better, now you will not be fired in 2 years. Now job security is there, that is called non-monetary, and it is an incentive. Now using spot awards, it's given to employees as soon as the praiseworthy performance is observed. That is, the minute you are performing well and very good, then and there only the appreciation goes. Now students, when you start working in a MNC company, what really happens? All these three will be a common thing for you. Always go with what is best for you on that particular time. Don't just think about I should only get monetary benefits. Now monetary benefits are short term. right? Non-monetary benefits are for longer term, and thus using spot awards are only to encourage people so that they can work if there is any problem in the workplace. And these are the techniques which they only go with, that is the methods of motivating the employees. Now there are so many other methods to motivate the employees. Now we have kind of incentive. When I say it's all about the salary, bonus, all these things. When I say non-monetary, that is, you will get a flight ticket, you will get a discount, you will get all these things are the non-monetary. And spot, in the sense, you will get a certificate, trophy, appreciation, best performer, all those rewards you will actually get. This is called using spot awards. Now the spot awards also can be monetary as well as non-monetary. Next, we will actually go with one more topic, that is management by participation. Now, please understand, this is a very, very important topic called management by participation. Now, who are the people who need to participate? We'll just tell. Workers' participation in management is an essential ingredient. Now, what happens here is, the workers, if they start participating in the management, what happens? I'll tell you here. Now we know the levels of management with top level, middle level and supervisory level. And management is done by the middle level. Supposingly, if the supervisory level also start taking participation in management, what happens is, of ingredient, that is, I'll tell you, workers' participation in management is an essential ingredient of industrial democracy. The concept of workers' participation in management is based on human relations approach to management, which brought about a new set of values to labor and management. There should be always a friendly relationship between management and worker. That is what the management by participation is. Here we are talking more of democracy and democratic leadership. Democratic leadership. Now, if you have that oneness of being a democratic leader, what really happens is, you will start analyzing what the workers really want, and then you will get to know what's the need and basic amenities of the workers. Only then you are able to fulfill their needs, as well as what happens is, it's a two-way traffic where the workers will also get to know what does that management want from us, is what they feel, and they start to maintain that kind of a discipline and a decor, and then they will work for the benefit of the management. That is why the management by participation is a very, very important one, and it's the best ingredient when it comes to the industrial democracy. Now next is management by participation. The people who have actually given their definition, please take down this definition, because this is for a 5 marks. Write a short note on management by participation. Now according to Keith, what happens is, participation refers to the mental and emotional involvement. It's not just a physical involvement, it is more of mental and it's more of emotional involvement. Involvement of a person in a group situated with encourages him to contribute to group goals and share the responsibility of achievement. Here what happens is, whenever you go with unity, right? So unity is diversity. Henry Fayol also says that there should be a spirit de corps, there should be unity of command, there should be unity of direction. So when the participation happens from the worker, what happens is, there is a oneness, and that oneness will actually lead to the success of the company. According to Walpole, participation in management gives the worker a sense of importance. See, always we need to give importance to the workers, because there should be a very good relationship between worker and employer. So here the employer, if he feels that he will go with the management has participation, he'll tell the manager will go with management has participation for anything and everything. He'll start consulting the workers. Now the workers will also feel what? They'll feel that they are important, they'll have that pride and that accomplishment. It gives those workers the freedom of opportunity for self-expression, a feeling of belongingness. See, you need to always go with the feeling of belongingness. When you have that feeling of belongingness, you create that feeling, what really happens is, they'll work more for you, right? These all are the incentives type of a thing, that is a method to motivate those people with a place, work, and sense of workmanship and creativity. When they start analyzing the things and then they feel that their words are also being considered, the workers will also be very creative, because more and more we talk about a plan, what happens is we'll get the better plan out of it. The reason here is, when it's always said that one person and the two persons, when we go with this example, two persons are better than one. That's why two is always better than one, is what people say. And these are the things the management by participation does. Now, I've given you only the definition. In the next session, I'll be explaining you what are the merits and demerits of participation and the significance of participation. Until then, thank you so much. If you have understood it, it's really good. Please do comment. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.